Gosfield is an independent telco, so we started off only providing phones in 1907, and since then have evolved to provide internet services over copper. In 2011, we as a company decided to get into television and become our own IPTV head end. We figured we needed to provide a triple play like the other companies do and the major providers in the area so that we could be competitive as well. We noticed that revenue was just becoming stagnant and not growing, so we decided as a company it was time for us to expand. Originally, the expansion was supposed to start off at about 500 meters to a kilometer and be sort of a litmus test on how we could get things done. But after a good series of discussions with my board of directors, we decided that, you know what? We notice 1,089 lots that are underserviced in an area. Let's do the build. When we started investigating the area that we were going to build into, we realized that we had considerably limited space. And we realized that we had to come up with a solution that wouldn't leave us in a position where we'd have to overbuild later or rebuild later. So the product that we chose that helped best suit our needs in this build, and will help suit our needs in future growth as well, is the 7-way FuturePath. In a single 2-inch conduit, I have 7 unique conduits inside, 2 of which we're using right now for our current build, leaving 5 for anything else that we could possibly do in the future. In a rural community, or at least in our rural community, people take a lot of pride in their property. If we were tearing up lawns left and right, not only would we probably have no customers that want our service, we'd also have a lot of angry people in a very angry municipality. So what the FuturePath actually helped do was create a method of installation that left a few simple vaults and handwells along the way with very, very little environmental impact. Once the conduit's in the ground, it only takes 15 minutes to jet the fiber. And that's 15 minutes for 1,650 feet, which I did personally myself because I didn't believe that it was that quick. And so what this allowed us to do was pre-install duct to, let's say, 10 houses over the course of 2 days. And then on the 3rd day, we were able to jet the fiber to all of the 10 houses within a matter of a few hours. The other benefit to using microduct as opposed to your standard 3/4 inch is that the conduit itself is locatable, not the fiber. So if there's ever damage to the fiber and you're not able to get a proper ground for tracing or locating, it's generally not a concern because you can locate the conduit itself rather than just the fiber inside. Let's say Grandma Fudge decides that she wants to put a new rose bush in. And she gets a little aggressive in her digging, and she digs down below the 18-inch depth that we put our conduit in at, and she decides that she's going to cut it because she's not sure what the orange tube is. Well, one of my technicians is able to go out, resplice the tube just by digging a simple hand hole and rejet the fiber within a fraction of the time. Normally, a service like that would involve bringing out a separate contractor to come and reinstall conduit to the house, reinstall a line to the house, direct bury fiber or copper to the house, and that would be a delay of like 24 to 48 hours depending. But now I can send one technician or 2 technicians depending on the size of the drop, one to dig the hole, one to set up to jet the fiber, and within a fraction of the time we have the customer back up in service. Time is a factor because for a small company, our return on investment, we need to start seeing money coming back as fast as humanly possible. What's nice about the installation time of the MicroTechnology is that it's your standard directional drilling times, but when it comes time to put in your trunking and distribution fiber, that time is cut so astronomically that I don't even know what percentage I could attach to it. From a financial model, when we were discussing the different technologies that we could use and the different ways that we could install the fiber underground, our options became very, very limited until we found the FuturePath product. The FuturePath product and MicroTechnology has allowed us to put conduit underground where it would have been improbable or unbelievably expensive. Generally, in a rural build, the prices that I have been given from other companies who have done similar things are about 40 to 50% higher than what we found in our build. The other benefit that we had for construction that was a massive cost saving was the fact that we didn't have to drill multiple times or trench or put in multiple paths. It was one very simple bore, pull the conduit through, and we were done. The difference between the way we're designing our system and we're providing service is that we're giving you the advantage to get the fastest speed available in Canada and North America in the residential market reasonably. So I have a centralized location that we distribute all the services from. We can shoot the light to the houses as required. It provides an unbelievably faster service than what our competitors are able to provide at a much a significant decrease in cost. It's been great. We've had our contractor interacting directly with Dura-Line. I interact directly with Dura-Line as required, and it's great. And it's little questions too. It's not the overall scope of the project and how to install conduit underground is nothing new. It's nothing new for a company to do. But there are subtle nuances that the contractors need to be aware of, and I know from what they've told me that they've been very, very happy with the support that they've gotten. They've been in communication as required with no issues whatsoever. We've also had Dura-Line show up on more than one occasion with providers of compressed air canisters and fiber jetting equipment as a team to help us through any roadblocks that we could have hit. So from a support perspective, it's been outstanding.